How live am I now?
Fucking live so hard right now.
Oh, yes. What's up, everybody? Welcome, everyone. Ladies, germs, gentlemen, peoples in the chat, and apparently two versions of ourselves. Welcome to episode number 115 of No Bucks Given right here on the Horny Goat YouTube channel. I want to thank y'all for tuning in as always. It's the random show where we talk about random things, and we got the most of the crew with us here. Heather and JP will be popping on in just a second, but we got our friend from up north. We got Canadian Basement, and there's JP. Is he?
What's up, bitches?
What? Okay, what an entrance. I literally was saying, "What's up, Basement?" Then just JP. What up, bitches?
He's busting like the Kool-Aid man.
Tonight's gonna be a farewell speech.
I am afraid.
I wish I was in my car right now crying. Fucking people. Goddamn Twitter trends.
We are gonna talk about. I don't want to spend all night on it, but we are gonna talk about it. So get ready. That's one of the things I'm looking
You
for.
hold on. Wait a minute. I want to make sure I just heard you correctly.
Sure.
Did you just say I don't want to spend a lot of time on it, but we're gonna talk about it all night?
No. It's not.
Okay.
I don't want to talk about it all night,
But we will.
but we probably.
Okay. Ta-da.
I had my fingernails painted today.
We match as a family.
Beautiful. Team Blue.
This one I can't do because no nail is there. I had some. That's what happens when you deal with C4.
No.
Eats away at your. So I got my thumb did on the right hand.
We got Jurgen and Alpha joining us in the Chizat. What's up, fellas? Appreciate it as always as you guys popping in. We might as well get this one out of the way. So let's talk about the big thing first.
I mean, look at this guy. This is him. This is what he does every single time. Where do I go?
Yeah, he turns into a Roomba. Yeah.
Oh, was it supposed to go this way? Shit. Or was it supposed to go this way?
All right, we left. We're just frozen Pop-Tarts.
He's holding out his hand to shake someone's hand.
He's shaking.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Shaking hands.
What am I doing? Look at this guy.
Oh, that bottom one. Fucking, I've seen that one before. That fucking creeps the
creepy
shit
ass
out
smile.
of me.
The fucking one in front of the curtains makes him look like he's trying to be Johnny Carson walking away from the Tonight Show.
He looks like Mr. Burns.
Yes.
In that one, and not like.
This is the best one though.
Oh no.
If you have him tripping up the fucking flight. I think that's the fastest he's ever moved.
Is it the one where he's trying to hold out his hand to somebody and they're just pulling him away?
That's his wife. That's Jill. That's his wife pulling him away. She's backing him up. You're too close.
America's
Oh, God.
a single word.
The American flag shows up afterwards. Oh my god. Oh man.
I love how it says foot wasn't me at the end.
So,
I have a foot, excuse me.
we all know that he's had issues. He does stutter, and he's had a couple of brain aneurysms, I guess.
He's got 2.
Really?
So of course he's just gonna be incompetent as fuck. I feel sorry for the man. I really, really fucking do.
Yeah, I mean, it's not good that everybody's laughing at him, but
fucking party. It just tells you. For me, I feel bad for the man. The man should be a Republican for the rest of his life, because what they fucking did to him should have happened before he even said, "I'm running for president." It's like Joe. Let's think about this.
I'm over here, Joe.
Yeah.
Okay. The way I look at it is they just completely fucking shot themselves in the face.
Mhm.
Everybody knew that this guy was mentally compromised years ago. Fuck,
Yes.
we've been talking about it since the beginning of No Bucks Given. For fuck's
Yeah.
sakes, okay? And it's only gotten worse and worse. And it's so crazy how much, and I because I live in a different country, how much we do not see. It's like hidden. Media
Oh, God,
has
yeah.
hid everything. They hardly show the man, and when they show them, they cut off before he does some stupid shit, like read the teleprompter word for word,
Right.
or shake the hand of Jesus.
San Diego.
But like it's at this point in time, he's stepping away, right?
Well, he's gonna
Kamala
finish
Harris.
He's gonna finish his term.
There's nobody there. You fucked yourself. If it was more than 4 months, you could have built somebody up. But,
It's less than 4 months because early voting starts in September.
yeah, it's a total shit show. Is all I can say, and they only have themselves to blame.
So, but he may be a nice guy. He probably is.
Seems kind of creepy. I'm not gonna lie. But.
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
Kids like hot dogs.
But I'm not saying that he isn't a nice person. You know, you greet him and he's not gonna, be like, get the fuck away from me. I'm sure he's a generally, you shake his hand, he probably wants to dry hump your leg.
Or smell your kids. You shake his hands, he smells your kids.
Normal nice things to do.
But I can't believe it does. It looks like he's sniffing kids. It's
That is exactly what he does. But I mean, this party
That's how he
knew what they
stays
were
young.
getting into as soon as he fucking brought out that sitting. I love having the kids sit in my lap while we're at the pool, and I feel my leg hairs going up and down. As
Ew,
soon
what
as
the
that
fuck?
fucking
I'd never
speech
heard
went
that.
live on global fucking television.
I never heard that.
Well, he said it.
Oh yeah, it was a
I
whole long
feel
speech
my
he did in
leg
front of an
hairs
African
go up.
American.
There he's sitting there and he was like, what I really like. And he's paraphrasing, but in his own way, he's like, look.
Who says
Let me
this?
be clear.
Who the fuck says this? If a friend of yours said this to you, you'd be like, what the fucking Christ?
Right.
Exactly. Exactly. Yep, he's our fucking president.
The Democrats' favorite word now, or favorite phrase now, is "let me be clear."
Mm-hmm. And their favorite excuse is it was a deep fake.
It was a cheap fake. That's what she said.
I-
Because she
so
didn't know what the
I-
fuck a deep fake was.
I feel bad for Joe.
Yeah, he shouldn't have
I
been
don't
paraded around like a
I don't
corpse.
feel bad for the Democrats who
No.
voted, but I feel sorry for Joe Biden because
He was a
really-
puppet through this whole thing.
essential, and it tells you exactly what they used him as a puppet. So who is actually running? Who is actually being the president? That's what I want to fucking know. It's sounding more and more like they used Joe Biden just essentially What a president is a figurehead.
Yeah, they made it very clear, and it's been that way for a while. But it's run by assembly, right?
Yeah.
And this is like the clear example of it because they fucking carted around his corpse and threw him out there. And it's like no, he's fine, he's fine. They got to the point where they couldn't even do it anymore because you one look at this man, and you know he's not fine.
What are you talking about?
Walking all over the place, his fucking creepy ass face.
It's so bad. This is going back to fucking shit. What president was it that had the stroke and his wife led the country in his stead?
Didn't Reagan have Alzheimer's or something?
No, this was before Reagan.
Harding.
President Harding. He had a stroke in the middle of his term, and his wife behind the scenes was actually the one running the country.
It was actually
for you people out there, technically, we have already had a woman president, and that was back in the 1800s.
Well, I think it was just it was Drunk History did a thing on it, which was really fucking funny.
No, I saw.
I can't wait until they do a Drunk History fucking.
Oh, Joe! Oh my God! You don't even have to be drunk. No, this would be a Ripley's Believe It or Not. Is this the true story?
Well,
it is. What's happening in America, like in the presidential race, is so fucking oddly comical that you wouldn't believe it's real life.
Exactly.
I want the younger. We need younger.
We need younger presidents. Yes.
Yeah, not at the verge of fucking death. Like, Jesus, man.
Oh.
No, the only thing that this country did right when they voted Obama, they voted in the first young president ever.
He became old real fast.
He did though.
Yeah. So if Trump wins, he's only there for 4 years. Everybody in a meltdown saying he's going to be a dictator, he's going to do this. It's only for 4 years, and I don't even think what he has. He's never going to get anything done anyway. He's going to try. The economy might get a little bit better, but what I mean is I'm going to have more money in my pocket. You can tell me that the economy is great, but until I see more money in my pocket, I have more, and I know prices go up, but the cost, I get a locality pay raise every year, right? So it should cover some of my costs for, living, right? The problem is the prices went up more than they should have because Biden was trying to do this middle out concept of building the economy. The trickle down is what Trump did. He gave tax cuts to the wealthy, and they were paying people. They were able to give raises. And I don't want to fucking hear, well, he's a fucking billionaire. Fuck off.
Listen, you don't have to think about that when you have Biden lost in time and Trump with Hulkamania. What I'm seeing has nothing to do with running a country. The entire presidential debate had nothing to do with running the country. It was who was better at golfing, and he was fucking debating a mummy for fuck's sakes. And who's better at golfing? You go from that to getting shot in the head, showing up with Hulkamania, to leaving because I can't run the country anymore because I'm too feeble-minded.
Before you answer that, Gorilla, did you watch the Republic? Did you watch it? Because Hulk Hogan did come out and say at the end of his speech,
pretty hype man.
He said, "I may be an entertainer, but my real name is Terry Bollea." So he did it himself.
Well, the whole time too, they were talking to him and we got Hulkamania later. They were all saying Hulksters. They were all talking about that shit. It was the
media though, because they know him as Hulk Hogan. That's why they did it.
It's just honestly, it's Idiocracy. It's the movie. It's happening. We're in it.
What's going to get you the most clicks online? Hulk Hogan or Terry Bollea?
But it's just like it's a
I don't-
double-edged sword because one way it looks fucking ridiculous.
Oh,
Idiocracy. Hulk Hogan being there, he's not running for president. The
But, we're,
guy,
but my problem is we're not that far off.
no, we're not.
I'm not saying
We've
right.
got a Hall of Famer from WWE gonna run the country. So it's pretty close. I don't know. It's just all fucked. And honestly, Democrats are getting what they deserve.
A
They
woman, no,
fucked
okay.
everything up.
So, Gorilla, much respect, man, but you're going down a hole that you don't want to go down.
I didn't even see what he said.
Because just because somebody is this, she fucked rappers, who cares? Is she? I don't care what people do.
She
in
fucked
their
Montel.
I don't, and Hulk Hogan, I don't know if he's really a racist or not, just because he said the N-word.
No.
That doesn't make somebody racist by saying the word. It makes them look stupid. Doesn't mean they're racist.
I think in the context, he didn't want his
Word.
daughter to date black guys.
Word. It's a word. Is it a bad word? Sure. It's slang for African Americans. However, by God, it's still just a word. People can say whatever the fuck they want. It's the consequences that they deal with it. Hulk Hogan is dealing with those consequences.
I mean, Biden
Who
said some
cares?
terrible things about black people in his
I've
past.
seen black people say terrible things about white people.
I don't really care. Racism, the whole thing where people get like knee triggered off of like things that are being said, and in all honesty, the worst thing that you could ever do as a race of people is try to prohibit words. Once you start silencing what people can say, and some people can say this and some people can say that, then you're just fucking inviting something horrible. As soon as it snowballs, then what? You have to be a certain color and a creed to speak any word. Out of respect, don't use it, and that's fine for me. That's how I operate. But
Yeah,
I'm not the type of
don't
person
use
that's
it.
gonna say anything is off limits to anybody. I would say, like, if you're gonna use it and say something like that, it's gonna be hateful to whoever you're using it against. So why would you do it?
I mean, I said this. Was it the other night? We said it's a cracker. People calling black people.
Nobody gives a shit about that. And I understand, like, it doesn't have the same like place in history, but I also think, honestly, like, if you want it to be a word that nobody says, nobody should say it. It shouldn't be, it's our word, because as soon as you start doing that, then you create division. Where does that go? Not a good place.
You're 100% right.
But that's not really what we're talking about. We're talking about, and I to this point, I agree with Gorilla that no one looks good in this.
I'm not saying anybody looks good.
The American political race is horrible.
The Democrats, if you're looking at it like that, really don't look good right now.
No, they've done it to themselves, though. Like, you have nobody to blame but yourselves. You trod this guy out. He's pretty much dead. Other than that, and I mean, I don't care what anybody says. You've put charges together, legitimate or not. Like, you kind of tried to hold the guy up in court. That's what happens in fucking dictatorships.
Mm-hmm.
Just so that they don't have to run against anybody. So, fuck that shit.
Yep. 100%.
In the end, what's going to happen is Trump will be president. 4 years will go by. A lot of people will cry in their car. A lot of celebrities will say they're moving to fucking anywhere else and never move. And they'll all get together and do some stupid, we are all
they'll continue to just shit on the street.
Yeah. And 4 years will pass. He'll be old as fuck.
You said it was a CNN reporter was crying in their car because Biden...
There was an MSNBC reporter live on fucking television crying.
Was it Rachel? Was it Rachel?
No, it was an old man.
It was what?
It was an old man.
I don't understand. Like, even when I watched the Trump rally, I was like, these people are fucking crazy. I don't understand idolizing someone to that extent. You might want Trump to be president more than Biden, but going out there, they were treating the man like he was the second coming of Jesus Christ. They're out there like, we love you, Trump. We love you. No, you didn't deserve it. We love you. It's like, what in the fuck is this? This is why I could never get behind like the super celebrity lovers. Like I can't. It's such a disgusting world for me. The idolization of people you don't even know that for sure don't give a shit about you.
Speech today.
But that's how I feel about it.
I told you it was a man.
Connor, how do you feel about Biden stepping down?
So I had a feeling this was. I mean, there was everybody probably could say like, "Oh, we had a feeling this was coming," and but I genuinely think that this had to happen. And I get the point of, oh, this is not making anybody look good, and I do agree to that. But I also will say with the caveat of, I think the Democratic Party is just like, look, the only chance at this point we have of keeping the seat is we got to get him out of there. I'm not saying Kamala Harris is the answer by any stretch of the imagination.
They haven't planned an answer. It's just
correct.
Kamala Harris is worse than Joe Biden.
Wait, nobody knows anything about her, and you're not going to build her up in fucking 4 months.
They're not. They're
like
not.
A gorilla. The only thing he said is she fucks rappers. It's like, yeah, that's my president. Getting tag teamed by Montel Williams.
Basement. She straight up just fucked her way into power.
She was an attorney for.
And what a power it was.
She got there by sucking somebody's dick.
That's what you gotta do.
Do we know that for a fact? How much power does Montel Williams have? I will make a president, bitch.
But
either way,
Montel.
I think this was the Democrats' only shot at being able to keep the presidency in the upcoming election. I feel like you guys. I feel bad for Biden because I don't have any ill will towards him. It's just like
no, I don't either. This is
fucking strings on him and just literally dancing him out there.
What I see
is more his party's fault because his party pushed him this far and made him a dancing puppet for them and just adios him after that.
So I think what happened was that they were gonna like, okay, Joe, you sure you're good? Yep, I'm good. And then the debate happened. And then when the debate happened, they were like,
they knew beforehand.
Are you? Oh, well, hear me out. Well, I'm not saying whether or not they knew beforehand or not is irrelevant. I'm saying I think this is what happened. The debate happened. They're like, you sure you're good?
Yeah.
Or we'll give it one last crack-a-jack try. And they're like, all right. And then they were trying to strategize, and then Trump got the assassination attempt on him. And it's like, well, time to pack it up and bring it on home.
The truth of the matter is, I don't give a shit about Joe Biden. I don't know him. I don't care. Trump, don't give a shit about. Don't know him. Don't care. The people that will suffer are Americans, and the thing that is going to hurt them the most is like how America's looked at. America's like propped themselves up as like world leaders. We're the leader of like the known world.
The free world
and
is strong.
Yeah, and we're like somebody like a nation that people should strive to be like. And then you see this as the leaders of that world, the leaders of the strongest nation in the world, and this fucking dawdling old fuck and the slimiest cunt in the world. Like, it's not a good look.
Considering when you have people in other countries literally sitting there looking at us and going, please, God, somebody get this man to see some sense and step down.
I'd rather have Putin fucking on a horse naked than Biden and Trump.
And I keep referring back to this. Biden nor Trump is actually going to be running the country.
No, and nothing will really change in 4 years, to be honest.
The people, the reason they aren't laughing, any smart leader knows that the United States is really not run by the president. He's just a figurehead.
But he's the figurehead for how the populace of everywhere looks at them, not the leaders of other countries.
This mistake that is made by foreign countries when they try to start shit with us because they think that Biden or Trump are like old. Doesn't mean a thing.
No, and they won't, because like it's a company basically, and you're starting a war with the part of America that runs the military. It's not the same as fucking Biden. What you lose credit in is how you're perceived by other countries. And eventually, I'm not talking about like the higher ups. I'm not talking about the president or the leader or whatever it is of other known countries. Most populations would look at me like, "What the fuck is wrong with that place?"
Yeah.
Because they don't know how our country runs.
Well, I mean, it's presented terrible right now.
Oh, I'm not going to say, but behind the scenes, I bet it's ran better than most companies.
It's ran like the government, which is bad most of the time.
Which is run like a business.
Yeah, but it's not for profit, and that's a big problem.
They try to make it for profit by doing it the wrong way.
When things aren't for profit and you just have money coming in, things get ridiculous.
Yes.
But we don't just have money coming in. That's the problem.
Taxes.
Yes. Okay. And why do we have a debt?
For overspending.
Not enough taxes.
That's my point.
But the thing is, like, when you have the governing agent being able to take as much money as they want, it is what it is.
Checks and balances go out the window.
Yeah. And I mean, people are like, even my experience with the government, people are way overpaid and way like it's like in a place where nothing is. It's run. If the government was for profit, they'd go out of business. Let me put it that way. Way overdrawn. It's a terribly run business. Is all I'm gonna say.
It is. And it's deeply micromanaged by incompetent people.
It's true.
And then we wonder why shit ain't working.
I think that was a while ago, Niels, that Marge died.
Well, the reason why this shit ain't working is because the people that are supposed to be working together, even though they're on different sides of the aisle, call each other fucking...
Yeah, there's so much infighting. There's so much infighting, and some of it is like beyond.
It's not debate.
No, it's just he's just.
Like, I literally sat down and watched Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez call Marjorie Taylor Greene baby girl on fucking TV.
Yeah,
this is where we are.
This is
society.
It's high school. It's high school politics, is what it is.
It is,
and it's so fucking sad to look at.
And it's supposed to be the fate of the fucking world half the time. If you look at how much money the United States feeds into everybody else's, you know, which is a problem because we're paying for everything.
Well, that's one thing that you'll see. That's the big change I think you'll see with Trump. He will reduce.
What he did the first 4 years, which is why I have more money in my pocket because goddamn energy prices weren't so fucking high. Energy prices since like my electric bill in less than a year has gone up $150.
So this is the debate I had with somebody when it comes to like the presidential candidates. You have to realize, and this is what we're talking about. You have to realize America's a company, and you want somebody that knows how to run a company, not somebody that's going to come out there and say everything's going to be okay. We're going to love everybody. We're going to do all this shit. We don't care. Open borders. We're just going to fix everything. You have to run it like a company, or else it's fucked. So that's where I'm like, if you want it run well, look at somebody that has run other businesses well. Like Joe Biden, it doesn't even matter. Like the team he has, it's all about representation. That's their platform. Is like, oh, we're gonna have more things for more diverse people. We're gonna have.
That's the platform they stand on every 4 years.
Yeah, but all that platform is losing money in everything. You look at it. Look at Disney. Look at any other platform that is focused on representation, inclusion, and not on the actual product. And they're fucking losing money, man.
Yeah. Hand over fist.
I'm not saying these things aren't important, but they're not the most important things. That's it.
You're correct. 100%.
I don't even want to talk about Canada. Fucking Justin Trudeau would fucking get that piece of shit out of here.
He's worse than Biden, and he has more of his faculties.
Well, he's out of there this time around. His approval rating's like 20%.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
But so Shame on the Democrats.
Yeah, they fucked themselves. You know what, too? The people that really were stalwart and really believed in the Democrats and what they stood for, look at you fucked them, too. Big time.
Yeah.
You had all these people invest money into something going nowhere.
All of Hollywood supports them, yet
Yeah.
they're the ones that Biden wants to tax. I don't know if they don't get it or they just don't care.
Well, they're not the smartest people in the world.
No, they are not.
Just because they have a big platform and they act in movies doesn't actually equate to them having any form of intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
Remember when everyone was in COVID and they sang in black and white together and everyone's like, what the fuck is this shit?
Yeah.
Tone deaf idiots.
We are the fucking world shit happening.
It was the song they were doing Imagine.
Yeah, they're tone deaf, man. They don't live in the same world as you and I.
They don't. And they just proved it even further because every one of them were in their $1 million+ house doing these fucking videos. It's like, yeah, you want us to feel sorry for you? You have 6 fucking rooms that you go fucking hide in and hide from your goddamn kid while the nanny looks after them.
I can't believe
I got nowhere to hide.
I can't believe I have to stay in my compound during COVID-19. I've got a full gym, basketball court, Olympic swimming pool. Fucking yeah, they have a fucking marketplace in the middle of the compound. It's like, Jesus Christ, what's this?
You need to go to the 7-Eleven. I'll be back in about 10 seconds.
Or if it's Taylor Swift, I need to go pick up some orange juice. Prime the helicopter. Fucking bitch travels.
Mammoth's 2 blocks down.
Prime it. I'm only travel by air.
So I don't feel sorry for the Democrats or the people that are voting for the Democratic candidate, because you put yourselves in this position.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, why would you even at this point in time?
The people that voted, but the people that
are going to vote don't even know what they're voting for anymore.
No, they don't.
Exactly. That's my point.
But they'll vote
so they
because
better have the candidate picked by 2 fucking morrow so that they can start pushing ads.
They're gonna denominate. They have the convention. I think it's gonna be Kamala Harris because the money is easier to transfer over to, based on the ticket itself.
And she's only at 22% odds in Vegas right now.
I understand that, but I'm talking about the fundraising, so she can just use that. It's easier to transfer it over because she's on the same ticket.
Right.
So when she has to go to,
oh my God, while you were
Walla Walla, Washington to fucking do a rally or whatever, that's where that money comes from. Go ahead though.
While you had had the news on to listen to what they were saying, one of them on fucking CNN and her infinite fucking wisdom. Just, could you imagine if Kamala Harris picked another woman for VP and we had an all-woman presidency?
Who cares about this? This is the problem with people.
Shut the fuck up.
Why does picking people for what's between their legs make them more qualified for anything? I hate this fucking world, man. It's like, oh, girl power. We're gonna get 2 boss bitches. I honestly, if I could, I'd AK-47 her. Just fucking unload a clip. Done. Get rid of it. I'm not talking about Kamala Harris. I'm talking about whoever.
I know.
Women forever best. It's like, are they qualified?
A big power move for her to do. No, it would not be a power move. It would make her look like the dumbest cunt on the fucking planet. Which isn't that much far to go from where she looks right now.
To the Democrats, it would.
They'll probably double down. I don't know. Who gives a shit? Honestly, it's over for them. That's all I'm going to say. I can't really talk too much more about it. It came at a terrible time for them. And if they had a fucking brain between the 12 of the assembly, they would have retired this guy 2 years ago and had time to build up another candidate, but they didn't. So here we are, and right after Trump survived his assassination, you now have this guy being like, well, I guess I'm done.
Yeah, and it's even more telling when his own cabinet and the vice president and his campaign manager had no clue until this morning, and then the rest of his staff didn't know until they saw the letter posted on Twitter.
The last thing
Even
I saw of him,
his campaign manager didn't even know what he was.
the last thing I saw of him was trying to get on an airplane, and I was like, "Good lord."
He had COVID.
Yeah.
I
was like, the plane's gonna take off before you get up those steps, man.
Dr. Fauci gets on there. If you have COVID, you walk slow. I can tell you right now.
Dr. Fauci should be tried for crimes against humanity.
Very good. I didn't feel very good, but
I got on a plane with COVID. I had no problem on the plane. I passed out while I was on the plane, first time ever. Woke up when I landed, and I was like, "Thank God for COVID. I could sleep on the plane." Fastest flight ever, best flight I ever had. Honestly,
right?
Just put a blanket over my head and just died for like 3 hours.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
that's that. That's that. I mean, we'll probably talk a little bit more about it, but I can't. It's all over the place. After the Trump thing and then this, it's like American politics. Oh, give us a break. Don't have anything stupid happen. Please, God.
I wish we could,
but we're American. Sorry.
Just don't have anything stupid happen with the election until it happens again, or the fucking.
I never
November
really
rolls
got,
around.
I mean, I've always voted, but I never really got into the weeds of politics until about 8 years ago.
I know, and I'm all the worst for it. I can tell you that. I mean, it's good to know, but it's like once you know, you're damned.
Yeah.
Once you get that knowledge, it changes you forever.
I should say 16 years because when Obama became president, I'm like, oh God, what did we do? He wasn't bad. He could really talk.
Yeah, he's a really good orator.
What we're facing now are the policies that he
enacted
first.
The thing is, you're never going to please everybody.
Biden is a
byproduct,
Alzheimer's version of Obama's policies.
yeah, pretty much.
That's essentially what we're living with. Is Trump in 4 years going to fix that? No,
not at all.
No,
because he would have to get rid of the entire Affordable Act kit.
I think if he did become a dictator, people would fucking laugh at him. Dude, you're gonna die in like 4 fucking years.
Also, it's just the way he talks is just fucking. I can't help but laugh. Bullets were whizzing by me, and I looked out at the crowd. It's like, what the fuck? Is he writing like a novel while speaking to me? Yeah, sad faces. Everybody had sad faces. I saw them. I saw the despair. It's like, okay, in a split second after a bullet hit you, you saw all the despair on everyone's faces.
Well,
yeah, it wasn't a split second because he was
on the floor
looking out at the crowd while trying to get his shoes back on.
Oh God! All right, moving on. Please, God.
Yeah. No, I get
it. Cat. Connor, you said to me and everyone that you had some great news from Marvel. Connor.
Yep.
Connor.
Conrad.
Connor. He's probably taking a shit.
That or his little one woke up.
I don't have much other. Biden is pretty much the big news story here. I don't know if anything's happening in the wrestling world that we could talk about. I don't know what Connor wanted to talk about with Marvel either. So hopefully he returns and lets us know.
With wrestling, with the aspect of wrestling.
I think he's back.
Go ahead, Connor. Go ahead.
Go ahead. What?
What did you have to say about Marvel?
Oh shit! Yeah, there's a couple things Marvel related. So, obviously, we took a little bit of a break for the Marvel roundtable. I know we still got to finish up the Star Wars roundtable too. But some interesting little side notes of some Marvel news has been poached around. Marvel is actually going to be at the San Diego Comic-Con this coming weekend or middle of the week. I think it's Thursday. With some potential, announcements as far as where things are going to go. Kang has officially been recasted, although they have not announced who's going to be Kang. But they have officially they
I
found
hope
who
it's
they're gonna
Ryan
have.
Gosling.
You know
That'd
who
be
I
fucking
think it's
great.
going to be? You know who I think it's going to be?
Hmm.
It's going to be Will Smith.
Oh God, no. He's gonna rap about it.
This called the Man in Black.
You have to get an actor that can play different versions of themselves. I found Jonathan
Will
Majors
Smith.
a bit too over the top for me personally. I liked him, but in the
Depends
Loki
on
show,
what
it
the
was
role
like,
was.
oh God, this guy is really character acting. I don't know who could it be.
I have no effing idea, but the bigger fun things are there's some rumors that because of all the changes going on at Disney and obviously a lot of fan criticism going on from Marvel just beating themselves to a dead horse. We got Deadpool and Wolverine coming out next week, which I am very much looking forward to going to see. I'll definitely.
I think everybody's gonna say it's like a 9, and then when I watch it, I'll be like, yeah, it's a 7. Well, because
honest to
I
God, it
don't
looks
think
just like
I
fun.
don't think it can be better than a 7 personally, because it's just gonna be like nostalgia and it's gonna have its fun moments. The problem with Deadpool is he's very much like teenage humor, so we'll see.
There's been rumors they're going to bring back the Russo brothers to direct the next set of Marvel Avenger movies, which please do.
Yeah,
Please.
please. The best thing about them, they were like, let's get all the people that directed the other movies in to give their input because those were the people that had their creations. Now it's gonna be who? Just a bunch of terrible fucking directors that nobody knows.
Should I call Taika Waititi? No.
No, don't call him. I'm already here.
I'm over here. It's over here. I don't know. Marvel has come out with some interesting stuff lately that's kind of made me excited to be a fan of it again.
Honestly, slowing down was the biggest thing that I'm a fan of.
Yeah.
I 1000% agree. We have the next projects that are coming out from Marvel is obviously Deadpool Wolverine coming out next week, and then in September is Agatha All Along.
I'm not interested in that at all, to be honest.
Well, the reason I'm only interested in it is because it looks nothing like anything Marvel related.
It looks like a sitcom.
Well, it's because it's a spin-off of a sitcom.
Yeah, but with a character I don't care about, in a setting I don't care about, with fucking just a bunch of gay teenagers. So, not for me, but for somebody maybe.
The other one is Captain America: Brave New World.
I'm actually more interested in that than Deadpool and Wolverine. Just for the fact that I wonder.
It's something new.
Yeah, and it looks like a spy thriller that I could get into. The trailer was good, and I like the way that they're using the new Captain America instead of being like a rehash of the old one.
Yeah.
It's making my shield hard.
Was it soft before? The fuck's the use of that?
It's a fucking pancake. You just feel like.
Could you imagine a 300 soldier that needed to look at porn before his shield got hard enough for him to go to battle?
I just want to hear it just hit it flaccid. Just like, take this, huh?
Ting!
Like,
I do feel that the only reason I'm saying I'm more excited for the Captain America movie is because I don't know what might become of it. I am fairly certain what Deadpool and Wolverine will be. No real surprises there. It's gonna be bloated nostalgia fest, which is what it should be.
Yeah.
So from what I've heard about Deadpool and Wolverine,
10 out of 10.
Sorry.
Yep, is that they're basically the goal is to introduce these characters into the MCU, try to basically wrap up the Fox Marvel universe, for lack of a better word. And they said,
it's gonna be the Spider-Man movie. I'm telling you, it's the same.
I was about to say it's shit ton of cameos. So story, I know the premise of the story, but before I get to that, I do want to say that one thing I noticed about the Deadpool and Wolverine advertisements going into this movie is that, from what I've heard, everything you've seen so far is only within the first 40 minutes of the film, like in the commercials and all the teasers and stuff. And you ever notice they don't really say what the movie's plot is?
No. They just focus on the like little quips more than anything. Character moments.
You know, that's exciting, because then makes it, you don't know what the fuck's gonna happen.
My thing is, though, I don't think the plot.
Matters.
I'll be astonished if the plot is a fucking 10 out of 10 plot. I'm thinking
I can tell you what the
5
setup
out of
is.
10.
I can tell you what the setup is.
Spoilers for everyone.
Who cares?
Yeah, I don't give a shit. You can tell.
I'm
Right,
gonna wait till it's on Disney Plus anyway.
Spoilers anyway. The premise is that basically Deadpool has been selected to join the MCU, and then he finds out that
like the actual, he's been selected to join
the sacred timeline. The sacred.
Oh,
timeline.
okay. I was I was thinking She-Hulk like level. You've been selected to join the MCU.
No.
The time travel agency visits him.
Yes.
Yeah. God damn, my fucking 7-year-old daughter's like farting like a farm animal behind me. Jeez, how is it distracting? So he then finds out that he then finds out that his universe is going to be destroyed. It's going to unravel. Because its anchor will eventually, it is explained, the anchor dies, and the anchor is a fixed person or character in a universe that, if that anchor dies, it basically signals the beginning of the end of that universe one way or the other. Like, that person can't die. And take a guess who his anchor was for his universe.
Wolverine.
Yes.
Which makes sense why he went into the afterworld.
To find a Wolverine to save his timeline?
Ding, 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 ding. Correct. So he's basically now trying to find a Wolverine in which to replace, so that his timeline can be saved.
Restored.
Yep. Ta-da!
So he has to find a different somebody to take his place?
Different Wolverine to take the original Wolverine's place.
I mean, I think what's essentially going to happen is he's going to lose his timeline. He'll be stuck, him and Wolverine, or Wolverine might just fucking die. Wolverine should not. They're going to recast Wolverine. So you cannot keep that Wolverine around. You know what? You actually could keep that Wolverine around as like old Logan, but he's gonna end up in the timeline with the other fucking heroes, right? That's sort of like our timeline of MCU, and his will probably fucking phase out. And they might keep Wolverine around so that he could be in the Kang Dynasty shits.
Yeah.
I know that they have Sabretooth, and I know they have some of the old guys that were in like the original X-Men movies.
Yep.
Yes.
Toad is in it. Yeah. Isn't Toad Darth Maul?
Who
Yes.
do what?
Yeah, he was. The guy who played Toad is the same one who played Darth Maul.
Ray Park.
Yeah. That guy's fucking brilliant.
His acting with his facial expressions was so fucking good in The Phantom Menace. I forget to talk about him all the time. That's why Darth Maul became the character that it was, because he didn't say shit.
No, it was just kind of
like... When he did speak, it was direct and to the point.
It was, for me, it was a missed opportunity with him. I know that they bring him back, spoilers, but like...
Oh, he's just a stuntman. He's not really a...
actor.
I know, but you don't need, like, for the most part, you just need an ominous figure. He could have been a through line throughout the prequels, I think, which would have been cool. I know it was like, even at least in the second movie, and then get rid of him, because the true villain is Anakin, right?
Yeah.
Don't want to overshadow him. But I mean, okay, so the movie sounds good enough. I do feel like it's going to be a movie that people will originally watch and overhype. And then it will come back down to earth when it gets released, like a wide release on Disney Plus. But I do think, like, I think it's probably going to be like a 7.5 out of 10. I don't think it will exceed that. If it does, I'll be surprised. If it actually exceeds it, instead of just like people hyping it up so much that it receives it. But it's good for them to get a win because Marvel's been kind of.
It's on the S end there.
And I've heard, okay, I don't know if you can confirm this, Connor, but like a lot of the like individual shows they had planned with like Ironheart and all that, they're kind of just like shelving.
There's a lot, yeah. So they're what I'm pretty much guessing is that there's the couple questions I was going to ask was, what do you think the announcements from Marvel is going to be? Because obviously they're going to go to Hall H like they've done before, and the last time they did this at San Diego Comic-Con, they basically laid out all their plans for like the next 3 years. Now, obviously, a lot of shit's changed. Shit's been changed, pushed, delayed, canceled, all this shit. I do know that there are other projects going on in the background that have been like Wonder Man has been on and off like several fucking times. Like, oh, it's on, it's canceled, it's off.
Okay, so in all honesty, if they're smart and because they just ran through like the big heroes, some of the biggest heroes they have, you need to get the second class of the biggest heroes, which would be the X-Men, Blade, Ghost Rider. Yep. You need to include that crew because you'll get another 20-year run, another fucking 30 movies out of them, and then you're truly screwed. In all honesty, because then it's nobody's.
The rumor going around right now is that with Marvel has obviously scaled back a lot. Majority of the projects that have been put on hold are shows. I think the only show that is currently in development right now is Daredevil. I think that's the only one that I know of that they're doing right now.
That kind of goes in line with the vibe
could be wrong
of like
about that one.
A Blade and keep Spider-Man going because he's kind of part of that shit.
I know that the only ones they've been really, and then as far as the movies themselves, the only ones that have really been pushed lately has been obviously, you know, Deadpool, Wolverine, Captain America just leaked that teaser, which I loved. Fantastic Four, which
okay, so this is my question to you too, because if so say for instance they do go forward with the X-Men and everything, where do you want this to kind of like take place? Because I've heard that Fantastic Four is going to be set back
in the 50s.
60s or 50s.
So like how much of you can't do all of it because people will drop off because it's very much a specific aesthetic and people have gotten used to like current day Marvel stuff. Yeah. But you want to kind of put something else with Fantastic Four back then. I mean, there's a bunch of things that you could do. I mean, X-Men are like throughout a long period of time.
Well, you know what they do is they sit there, they introduce the X-Men, starting with Wolverine in Deadpool, and then you have X-Men 98 going on right now. And you take the movies that they've already done and sort them through the timeline.
I'm just thinking you could probably include like the original X-Men and the original crew of like Xavier and Magneto and have them be part of the Fantastic Four universe. You could almost have like 2 MCUs going at once, current day and 1950s version.
See, with that, it'd be hard unless you got Michael Fassbender and
they're gonna recast everybody. I'm pretty sure they're gonna recast everybody in X-Men. I would. I like the cast, but like you've already had fucking 9 movies with those guys. You need something new.
Plus, another reason, if you put them in the Fantastic Four universe, they would have to be younger. They can't be their old versions.
Yeah, but I mean, even if you don't have them be like a heavy part, like you know how Marvel likes to fucking just name drop shit and be like, hey, look, hey, it's this guy it's Magneto from the past or whatever. Yeah, that's I think the one thing they're probably gonna want to do with Fantastic Four instead of leaving it as like just a standalone, because there's so much you can actually go with Fantastic Four. I'm just wondering are they planning a 1950s spin-off for like 3 movies and just like done with it? Like what the fuck?
Right.
So I'm just going to say this. I have tried to find the words to say this.
And I found them. I don't give a shit.
I don't give a shit. No, for real. So these Marvel and DCU, and I said this to Heather. I don't know if we're talking about that. I think it was just you and me, wasn't it?
Yes.
If they would have just, for me personally, and this goes for both, it doesn't just go for one or the other. I don't want a crossover. There should never be a crossover, not in my mind. I feel personally, leave it alone. Stick to the fucking storylines that are actually given, that Stan Lee wrote and all the other writers wrote, and go with that instead of trying to create the fucking wheel.
But also keep it realistic in scope. Don't plan 50 fucking movies.
Yeah, exactly.
Tell a concise storyline and move on and tell a concise storyline. You obviously can't tell a storyline spanning 30 movies and make it make sense. You can do one if you plan like they did originally. You had 12 or 13 movies. You can make a concise storyline in that time frame.
Yes.
And then you move on to the next thing. Retire that, have a successful ending to it. Then you got 12 or 13 movies to make up the X-Men. Retire that, move on to the next one. And then once you get to the characters nobody cares about, retire in general. I don't know. It's just
that goes for DCU as well.
Star
Wars, I will even say.
What killed Marvel is the bloat.
Yeah.
Uninteresting characters nobody cares about, that they're trying to weasel in that same fucking stupid formula that most people are tired of, myself at least, of, it's a quippy, fun character. Everybody's quippy and fun. Just fuck stop.
I mean, it's not even just that. I mean, at one point in a whole year, we had what?
Like the COVID whatever.
No. I'm talking the amount of fucking Marvel movies we had.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
In 1 year was what, like 6?
Because they didn't stop production on a bunch of COVID ones that got pushed.
There was 4 at the end of 2021, which I believe was Black Widow, Shang-Chi, Eternals, and Spider-Man.
I didn't mind Black Widow, but it didn't need to be made. Let's just be real.
Or if it was made, have it air earlier than after.
Yeah. But this is where they didn't have that kind of plan at that point, so I can understand that. But just do like a Marvel classic presents, stories about characters that are no longer there. I can get behind that.
When it comes to Star Wars, Dave Filoni is trying to keep the because he'll throw in expanded universe shit, which everybody fucking loves and wish that the fucking Star Wars would have stuck with.
I think Star Wars is experiencing the same thing Marvel is currently.
It is currently, yes.
Yeah. It's just too much with too little.
Yeah.
Behind it.
He's trying to build a world off of the basis of what really, I'm going to say this, that Dave Filoni has expanded the universe properly.
I honestly feel like Star Wars is the...
I would say because you had your base characters. You had Darth Vader, all them guys, the Emperor, all them characters. And then you had the Ahsokas, and you had the Boba Fett's, and then you had...
Star Wars is the smallest feeling big universe storyline. It feels like everything's happening on 3 planets.
They're trying, but Dave Filoni was trying to do that, and Kathleen Kennedy just wants to stay with one thing.
Yeah, because it's if they're gonna spend ungodly amounts on projects that don't need it, then they're gonna have to bet on something that's gonna make them money. Disney is like, thank God they were rich, because otherwise, oh man,
there'd be a lot of trouble going on right now.
Yeah. But, I mean, I'd say Star Wars and Marvel are kind of in the same boat. I don't know, Connor, if you had, any other little tidbits about coming down the chain with Marvel.
So, the only things that I've heard is obviously, like I said, as far as confirmation for projects so far, which has been, like I talked about a second ago, it's like they've really scaled back, which let's just thank God. So, right now... obviously, we have Deadpool, Wolverine, Captain America, Brave New World, Fantastic Four, and then obviously the Avenger films are kind of the only ones that have been really heavily discussed. As far as shows, I know right now they are filming, I believe, Daredevil, Born Again. I think Born Again.
Blade as well is somewhere in there. I don't know.
Blade's
on again, off again.
Yeah, the Wonder Man same. Wonder Man, same thing, on again, off again.
But the thing is, I get Blade. Who the fuck is Wonder Man?
You just gotta wonder.
It's one of those ones where
he's another
I'm
one of those
like,
offshoot characters that nobody's
Yeah.
really.
I'm
ever
like, if you better get someone the caliber of James Gunn to direct it, otherwise, good God.
Speaking of Gunn, obviously we've seen a lot of set photos from the set of the new Superman movie coming out. Looking promising.
For
Saw
me,
Oh.
Superman does not excite me.
Okay. JP just Googled Wonder Man, and the very first article that shows up is Wonder Man crew member dies during production. Is the headline.
You gotta wonder, man.
But it said, so it says a rigger passed away, but because I'm going blind,
Gotta watch that
that's
term.
what it looked like.
Yeah, no.
You remember what most annoys you about people?
God, yeah. Yeah, I mean, okay, so you have I've seen some set photos where everybody's just trashing on fucking Superman's suit for the DCU, and I don't understand. I don't care. I really don't care. It's like beyond me where you're gonna get into the minutia. Watch the movie and make a decision. When it comes down to it, I have very little excitement for Superman because I don't find him an exciting character. I hope that the script is very, very good because that will save the movie. But I don't want to see Guardians of the Galaxy 4 starring Superman.
No.
Which I think might be in the cards. But
It's so dumb. They killed him.
I'm just saying with James Gunn directing and writing.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's going to be a very James Gunny script, which can be a good thing. I don't know. We'll see. Like I said,
he's got to bring the special flair that he brought to Guardians of the Galaxy without all the flash. Honestly,
the problem with Superman is like you have to appease a bunch of fans of the old Superman shit, and you have to bring in new fans. It's a Herculean task.
It is, but I'm telling you, if he keeps it dark and he keeps it gritty the way the DCEU is supposed to fucking be,
he won't.
Yeah.
It's already way more colorful. It's gonna be Guardians of the Galaxy-esque in my mind, which isn't a bad thing, but I'd be very surprised if anybody's gonna watch that film and be like, "This is the best Superman." Yeah. I think it's just gonna be an okay movie.
I don't think DCU, and I don't think James Gunn is going to fix anything when it comes to the DCU.
It's very risky because I think he might actually. He is either going to make something that is acceptable, or it's going to be god awful.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I don't like the chances of it being god awful are pretty low for me. But does anybody want to see like a James Gunn? Does anybody want to see James Gunn Superman? Like realistically,
no.
Like do you want to see like the type of characters he creates and the way that they speak?
Yes.
I don't know, man.
I'm genuinely curious because he has to be a smart enough man to understand that
you got to focus on like a Rocket storyline for him. In my mind, it can't be this fun fucking shit. He does handle like balancing comedy and like seriousness pretty well. So you might be right. It is interesting. I don't know. We'll see.
Like I said, as long as he can keep it at that dark and gritty feature, that
it's not going to be dark and gritty for sure. I can tell you that. Just
they'll do that with Batman. He won't do that with Superman. Superman is like
which I actually like if they have like two different like tonal differences for their superheroes in the movies that they make. I'm all for, and I think that's where Zack Snyder fucked up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that and everything is fucking slow mo. So the movie's 10,000 hours long. Oh, you didn't like the 10,000 hours I gave you? You might want to watch the 7-day extended cut where I slowly jerk off for 4 hours in slow motion.
The Flash runs a mile. Fucking ridiculous.
I do think that, like to Heather's point,
he didn't do that.
No, he did not. But he did a Batman movie.
Yeah, I know
with,
he did.
Superman, and it was terrible. I don't know what I also don't know. That's a good question. Like the Batman, they seem to be keeping that going. So I guess he's just like adopting it. But these are all questions I
No.
have.
He said in his initial release that he was taking over that there will be some things that exist outside of the connected DC universe,
It's so
which in this case would
confusing.
be, I know, Matt Reeves' Batman and then Joaquin Phoenix's Joker.
I honestly think, like, me personally, I would just take them in. You've got Twilight as young Batman. A lot of people like the movie. I was not a huge fan, but he's young.
Oh, we found out it was 4 hours long and said, "Fuck that."
He's
We did.
he's young, and the movie
when we
was
had HBO.
well
Yeah.
stylized. And you have the Joker set in the 70s, so but also the Batman was kind of set in the 70s. And when is Superman set? Do you know?
I think that's that.
Just
The
fucking
60s?
just put it all in the fucking
Actually, it'd be the
70s
40s.
and run
That's
with it.
when,
Joaquin,
first-
I'd love to see Joaquin Phoenix as the Joker in a movie that he's not the lead. And I have I have very little interest in seeing him in a fucking musical. Let me just be clear. I think the movie is going to exceed my expectations because my expectations are pretty fucking low. But
well,
just
if
not
you
a
watched
musical.
Blue Beetle like I did, you'd be brain dead.
I watched what was the fucking Karate Kid or whatever it is, the new shit on Netflix.
Yeah.
And the actor is not good. So I didn't really need to watch him in the Blue Beetle. Generic Mexican.
Let me tell you something right now. He wasn't the worst one. He wasn't the best, but he wasn't the worst.
Who are you talking about?
The kid who plays Miguel.
Yeah, I mean, his first couple of seasons were pretty good. But then he kind of.
Thing is, he's like a passable teenage actor.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing really blowing my mind there.
No, but he wasn't. For Blue Beetle, he wasn't the best, but he wasn't the worst. The worst one was actually, surprise, surprise, George Carlin. Jesus. George Lopez.
George Carlin, they unearthed him. He's back.
He was at the Mariners game that I was at when I was out there. How I wanted to walk down.
It's like I get this is another thing when it comes to like representation. You can have representation in films. It doesn't mean that everybody has to be fucking Mexican. Like I don't understand the like push to be like over representative. Do you see anything coming from fucking any other film industry in the world where they're doing a movie completely different than the fucking audience that exists there?
No.
Like Bollywood, it's all Indian people. I've seen one or two fucking Bollywood movies that have white people in them. And then you have like
only a handful.
Korean cinema, all Koreans. I'm not saying that they shouldn't feature a diverse cast. It's a good thing, but like it's not a diverse cast. It's an entire Mexican cast.
Yeah.
In a movie being released in a majority white country. And that really shouldn't have anything to do with it, but they made it have something to do with it when they made the fucking announcement for it.
Yeah.
Also, the movie looked like shit. So I mean, that's the caveat. Black Panther again was not a great movie, but people were like, "Oh my god, this shit's amazing." The last part of it was like, honestly, it was a man alone in fucking After Effects editing the last fight scene, which looked god awful. It was like something you'd see on the CW.
Don't get got traction out here.
What did you say to me?
What the fuck?
Yeah,
I'm not too hyped for superhero movies at this point in time. They're fine.
We got so fucking drained on it because we literally watched, what is it, almost 40 of them already?
The only movie I'm going to watch next is going to be Long Legs because I want to see Nicolas Cage as a fucking serial killer.
I've seen his face and it's weird.
I've seen his face too, and it is weird.
Yeah,
just in general.
There's just no other way to describe. Yeah. Or the makeup.
In what?
Long Legs.
we've covered everything in the Marvel Cinematic Universe up until this point. I think the ones that we stopped on, I think the only two that we've missed so far are real winners, in my opinion. The Marvels and Echo. Those are the only two that we haven't done yet.
I have seen nothing of the Marvels. Echo, I couldn't.
I watched Echo.
Tried.
I did not watch. I've not watched the Marvels.
I watched some of Echo, and I'm like, this is not good. Nothing really makes much sense.
I liked Echo for the difference in point of view. When they switched to her, and you literally only hear the muffled yelling and screaming.
Yeah, I mean, there were some good ideas there.
Yeah,
it's just unfortunate, like that. It was like the actual script was stupid, and the fact that like, oh, we all have powers. That fucking, what are we, Captain Planeting this guy? We're gonna make you cry and run away and destroy your character.
You are strong like tiger. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's terrible. So,
we might. I think we've discussed possibly ending the the Marvel Roundtable sooner rather than later, just because of the amount of fucking.
I'm all up for discussing Marvel as new things come out and we do watch them, because now I'm more interested now than I was after the fucking last heap of shit. I think like if there's a TV show that we watch or catch and everybody kind of likes, we can talk about. But I'm tired of like ragging on the bad shit. I mean, there's no. What's the point of covering Echo when I'm just like, what did you think of the first episode? Terrible. What did you think of the second episode? Worse. What did you think of the yeah, okay. Where are we going with this? It wasn't very
I wish
good.
I was deaf.
Are we moving on, or are we?
Yeah, I don't know where we are.
As far as wrestling goes,
Guess we are moving on.
well, I'm just saying, if we're done with the conversation with Marvel,
anything wrestling, so I'll just put this up here.
The only thing is what Connor told me last night. The pay-per-view Slammiversary.
Yeah.
Happened.
Yeah.
What about it?
No, I was the two things of note was, one was more just neat, was that Ziggles is their champion, but more importantly, the cool thing that I was very happy about to hear from them was they had a sold out crowd for their pay-per-view event. Didn't watch the show itself, but I heard pretty, overall decent reviews. So just nice to not talk about WWE versus the other company.
Well, at this point in time, we don't really talk too much about it because there is no versus the other company at this point.
Not anymore.
In all honesty, and it sucks because it should be. It's just like I know we talked about the fucking Democrats versus Republicans, but I feel the same thing with AEW and WWE.
Yes.
Like, you fucked yourself constantly. And this is the place that you're in now, which is unfortunate. I know that there was a Will Ospreay versus MJF match. The only thing I saw from that was a little girl punching him in the stomach. I like, that's kind of cool. But other than that,
I do know that SummerSlam it will be Cody versus Solo Sikoa.
So yeah, okay, that's a good thing. Can you pull up the SummerSlam card as it exists? Because the card, I saw a graphic someone put on Twitter, and they're like, SummerSlam looks like a banger. I'm like, does it? The card didn't really intrigue me to the point I'm like, really? Cody and Solo. Ugh, that's not. I know it's going to be all fucking fuckery, but.
So far, the following matches have been announced for SummerSlam, 5 of them altogether. You got Cody and Solo for the Undisputed title. You got Damian Priest and Gunther for the world title.
Yep.
Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley for the women's world title. Bayley versus Nia Jax for the WWE women's title. And LA Knight versus Logan Paul for the US title.
And that's all that should be on this fucking show.
What about McIntyre and CM Punk?
That'll be there.
Yeah.
So 6 matches.
Which is, I don't really care about the match count, but like, what jumps out to you?
LA Knight versus. I'm not gonna lie.
Knight versus Logan Paul.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel, for me, none, because I've seen the Logan Paul versus half the fucking roster at this point that are like Kevin Owens, Logan Paul. I get the same vibe. It's like rinse and repeat with Logan Paul. So the match won't be bad or anything. None of the matches will probably be bad, but nothing looks for SummerSlam. This is tame as shit in my mind.
Well, I think the reason why I'm intrigued by the Logan Paul LA Knight match is because I think they're going to put the title on LA Knight.
Most likely. I mean, they should at this point.
And they're going to see that, holy fuck, we got to turn this guy fucking heel and get him to beat Cody. Because
I don't think he'll be the one. Do you think?
I think he could be.
Yeah. I mean, there's a bunch of people that could be. Let's be real.
So, Cody turns heel and LA Knight.
I feel like LA Knight is further than a couple people on the totem to face Cody Rhodes.
We all know that this Cody Rhodes versus Solo Sikoa match is Roman Reigns is coming back.
Yeah.
He is going to cost Solo Sikoa the match. Henceforth, you will see the build to Survivor Series go from there.
So the one thing I don't like about the Solo and Cody, which is probably going to headline, is that the match isn't worth a headline. Therefore, obviously, people are going to be like, "Oh, Roman Reigns is coming back." Therefore, put it on a pay-per-view that's not SummerSlam. For me, I don't want to you're going to get a huge pop no matter where you go.
Yeah.
But you're sacrificing your main event at one of the big fours.
Yeah, but didn't they just do that with the world title?
I mean, they did just do it at WrestleMania.
And they're just going to do it again.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I don't know. The card looks very...
Oh, no, I'm not disputing Damian Priest versus Gunther.
After the last Damian Priest match? I'm not Damian Priest is like fucking a rock rolling downhill. He is losing it.
Bayley versus Nia Jax. Not good. It's not going to be. Liv Morgan shouldn't. That's
the problem.
Rhea Ripley should essentially be rip off each limb and put them in
the best match of the night on paper for me is it's not even there, but it's going to be Drew McIntyre and CM Punk. And the match won't even be that good because CM Punk is he's not great.
I mean, SummerSlam.
I think too many of the matches are storyline based, and not enough of them are actually going to give us what we would want in like a really good match. I can't look at one and think that's going to be a really good match. We got a bunch of people, Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley. That's not going to be good. Fuck, it's not. But the storyline's going to be there, and Dominic Mysterio. All I see of SummerSlam is interference fest.
Yeah.
In all honesty, and it's just like there's very, very little interest for me if you're not going to put on like at least a couple matches that I can think could be match of the year. Even if they never get there, at least give me the hope.
Yeah, at the very least.
I don't know. Am I wrong in thinking that about SummerSlam?
No, I'm right there with you. It feels a little hollow.
SummerSlam is the summer version of WrestleMania. It should be a bigger build than what this is.
Yeah, it feels the card. I looked at the card. It's gonna be a banger. I'm like, what the fuck are you on?
I don't think
wall,
maybe be a banger, but
this actually on paper might be the worst pay-per-view.
On paper, but you know what? It might have an opposite effect, and it might be right up there with what they've done before.
We'll see.
And this was coming from someone that wasn't like a huge fan of what they did at Mania with Cody Rhodes, and it was just like it reminded me of fucking Spider-Man featuring every other Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And we still have to anticipate John Cena being at a WrestleMania event or a SummerSlam too.
But that's 2025. He's not coming back till 2025.
This is the kind of card I look at, and I'm like, I hope they add a couple matches that are actually good wrestling matches.
Yeah.
Agreed. We'll see what they do.
I mean, I wouldn't mind them pushing up Otis and brothers having problems because of
Where's Chad Gable? Where's Seth Rollins? Where's the Wyatt Six? This card is not fully formed, and if it is,
it's not. I don't think it is.
It's not. They still have the time to build more.
But then you're also getting to the point where you're going to have like an 8 or 9 match SummerSlam, which is weird for Triple H's version of
It is,
pay-per-views.
but it's still acceptable.
This is still a one-night event, right?
Especially if
Mm.
they're going to 2 nights the next year.
Yeah, they're going to 2 nights next year.
I personally like the idea. I like the idea of WrestleMania being 2 nights. I think SummerSlam should be a long night instead of 2 nights. I don't. It doesn't need to be 2 nights. It does not need to be 2. I don't know.
But like I said, I think they're building SummerSlam to be that summer version of WrestleMania.
We're not far enough removed from WrestleMania to have another WrestleMania. And for me personally, I would be like, okay, so the average pay-per-view for Triple H is 5 matches, let's say. I'd be okay with this being 8 matches, and with the same time frame, instead of being 2.5 hours, make it 3.5. Fine.
Yeah.
But 2 nights? Oh, God.
I mean, come on, you knew they were going to do the SummerSlam as soon as it worked for Mania.
Well, now then Survivor Series will be 2 nights. The Rumble will be 2 nights.
Yep.
And then soon everything's going to be 2 nights. Raw, 2 nights.
Well, they are going to Netflix, so they'll have more freedom.
1 week of SmackDown.
I don't know. It's we'll see. The card looks very mediocre.
That apparently there was like talk that Ricochet was going to be. I don't know if you've seen that. Ricochet isn't with WWE anymore, and the very next week or 2 nights later, AEW put out a vignette of a person debuting, and everybody thought it was Ricochet. It was not.
It was Glacier.
It was Hologram. Hologram was the guy's name.
AEW?
Yes.
His name is he a hologram?
He is not. He looks like the guy, like he wears a mask that looks like badass. Yeah, it's not good.
And he comes out to blacklight like fucking Naomi.
It's so. I
fucking looked at that. I was like, it's Glacier.
It's so bad. It's a fucking shitty version of Glacier. This is actually what it is.
Let me see if I can find this shit.
And Bobbit, I'm sorry, but Glacier was shit.
Yeah, I know, but this is when me and him got into an argument. I can't. That was one argument that he's like, I will defend the Glacier belongs in the Hall of Fame. Like Bobbit, he does not.
It was him and Gilbert. Him and Gilbert, he said both belonged in the Hall of Fame.
I will the Comedy Hall of Fame. I will put Gilbert there. Yes.
That's hologram. He's got a big H for his clothes.
Yes. Yes.
Yep.
And it ain't great. Is all I'm gonna say.
It's not.
Look at this. Look at this.
I mean, I do think that Ricochet, it makes sense for him to go to AEW if they're going to pay him, because they pay everybody. Yeah. What is he going to do in WWE at this point in time? WWE is so stacked. AEW is so stacked, but fucking God.
Yes, AEW is stacked, but they don't use the people that would be the most useful for them.
Hey,
hologram.
What's the
Axiom?
No. Oh, fuck me.
The H is for homo.
No. The Shane Helms, his character. What was
Hurricane?
Hurricane? Yeah, this is their.
Stand back. There's a piece of shit coming through.
There's a hologram coming through.
Like hologram? It's not even it doesn't even make sense in wrestling terms. It's a hologram. Oh, God.
There is no explanation for it, Basement. They forgot.
Did they bring back?
It's not 1983 anymore, so we don't need super gimmick.
Did they bring back Marco's stunt? I'm pretty sure they did.
I don't think they did.
I don't know. I saw some things on Twitter of him being forced to suck a dick at a wrestling event, like a dildo, and then I saw something about him fighting Jack Perry.
That
might be something more related to New Japan than AEW.
Good God, New Japan. What have you done?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't.
I also saw
Gone
this thing
down
where
here.
they were comparing Okada with what the fuck's his name? The new Big Simone guy that I'm blanking on.
Jacob
Batu.
Batu.
Yeah, they're comparing the two. It's like, oh, it took WWE 2 weeks to make him a star because Okada's over there. He's got a belt, but nobody cares.
He's over there pretending to get the hot flashes over fucking Sasha Banks.
Okada has.
Oh, is that actually what they're doing?
Of the face of the
Oh
earth.
God, his star.
He
Right now,
is
he'd be like Taka Michinoku if he debuted in WWE.
Yes.
Taka.
Fucking this dude, I watched a clip where the Young Bucks stopped Sasha Banks and then she just started, oh, CEO,
And he started-
CEO, and he drops the belt almost to the floor and
He
she's
gets,
like,
he gets hot and bothered by it. It's so fucking
my
stupid.
God.
But it's bad. It's bad. That's what they're doing with Okada, everybody. He's once the best wrestler in the world.
Well, look at Kenny Omega. Once the best wrestler in the world to get it fucking in the most embarrassing match with fucking John Moxley. I'm gonna drop you in. I'm gonna put barbed wire on everything in the arena, even the fans.
Yeah.
It's like, shut the fuck up.
MJF and Will Ospreay wrestled for 1 hour for no reason. I know it was for a title, but
Yeah, but no reason indeed.
it was on a weekly show.
no, it was bad though.
That's the part that I have the problem with.
You know what?
So,
I am not
every
against
15
that,
minutes-
Connor. I'm not against
what?
having like a 1 hour wrestling match on a weekly TV show.
Not on a weekly show.
Not a one-on-one. Let me clarify
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
It was 1-on-1.
Yeah.
I do have to hop off for a second with my little one being woken up. I will try to make it back on here. If I do not, for whatever reason, you'll have a fantastic evening.
You too,
Peace
man.
out. Fart on
Good
her.
night.
Fart.
And that is the last we'll hear from him.
Yeah, he's definitely not coming back.
This match, they repeated so many. This motherfucker did a Styles Clash from the top rope. That's a finisher. They killed a finisher. All they do is kill finishers in AEW.
The problem is, well, they've become a company that doesn't understand that they start off at the end, and it's like,
Yes.
well, where do we go from here? Well,
Oh, this is where we have our traditional one-on-one to make it a fair fight.
I don't understand why a one-on-one just singles match is such a bad thing.
We don't either.
Are you trying to come back or not?
I think we might be back. I don't know.
Okay, are we back?
Oh,
Yeah, we're back.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry about that, guys. We lost.
OBS crashed.
OBS crashed.
I gotta bring back the us.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I again.
I don't want to rag on this company, but they give us every option to on a silver fucking platter.
I will continue to ride on them, and I will continue. I don't care anymore.
No, they're cooked, man. So
They don't care. I don't fucking care. I'm gonna fucking rip them apart for being a worthless fucking wrestling company.
it's over. And honestly, like the thing for me that actually immediately turned me off of them is as soon as they started taking pot shots, that type of behavior never ends well. It's like, yes, you can be against another company, but you don't have to be like those guys over there, you know. And they were like so blatant with it before.
Yeah.
And now look, I mean, the writing was on the wall as soon as it happened. You got Tony Pubehead Khan not knowing what the fuck he's doing 90% of the time, and you get $5 million, and you get $5 million. Hey.
This motherfucker just said puke head.
That's what he is. Fuck that guy.
But it's how you said poop. You went puke.
Pupe head. I don't know.
This is why this should be a fucking note of extreme contention and something that everybody who wants to do a wrestling company should be paying attention to. You cannot be a super fan and book it by what you want for dream matches all the fucking time and expect your business to actually grow.
So you have to practice restraint. You
Yeah.
aren't. He's making the show for himself.
I agree. But I think you can be a super fan.
You can
and do it right.
Well, that's why I added that caveat. You can't be a super fan and only do the dream matches that you have ever wanted to see.
So and you can't just fast track to them. Like
Exactly.
tell a story. You're actually, even if you're a super fan, you're now making something for somebody else, not for you.
Yes.
You can still enjoy it, but the way that you change once you actually know the mechanics of everything, get behind it, what you start to like is different than when you first started to like it. So for instance, if you started making movies, you understand how movies are made. You're not going to like movies the same way you did when you were just a consumer. You will respect the certain way that people make cinema.
Mm-hmm.
And that is going to change what you respect in movies and what you don't.
Right.
And I don't think he gets that.
No, he doesn't. And that's because he has such a deep pocket of his own that it doesn't matter to him.
I think he's tried, but it's not good.
Also, AEW got an overseas contract with the HBO overseas Max. So now they're going to start streaming.
Well, the one thing I will say with HBO is what I would consider one of the best paid for services in the past has fallen so hard. HBO used to be like the place I would be like, I'm going to go there for like quality television. In the last 3 years, they've made 2 shows that I would consider quality TV. Other than that, it's all fucking RuPaul drag races and garbage reality TV. I'm like, this is not what your foundation was. So HBO, like even like, oh, we're gonna get a contract with HBO. HBO is looking for something that's going to consistently bring in viewership, because I can guarantee HBO's viewer counts have dropped off from where they were. The era of like The Sopranos and the HBO had like Oz. They had a bunch of other fucking shows that were solid that I can't think of right now. But that era is dead.
So this is the tweet where it started from. AEW. This is a response to. This is an AEW fan responding to. He tweeted out about the deal, that AEW deal, about to get that TV deal and streaming deal, and it's going to make so many grown ass men cry. And I said,
why would it make anybody cry?
Why would it make them cry? Grown ass men don't cry. Sorry. Why would it make them cry? Grown ass men don't worry about minute things like that. He responded with, "You would think not. Then they're not grown ass men."
Grown-ass men aren't going to be concerned with AEW signing a TV deal. That's what little bitch boys are concerned about, to be honest. All I'm saying is, like, whatever, who cares? They got a TV deal, that's actually good for them. But HBO is like a paid programming. Is this supposed to be like the rival of a Netflix deal? Is this what he's getting at?
I think he's trying to, but I don't think that's what it is. It just means that they're probably going to try building their own network where they're going to have a thing on HBO where you can go to AEW content.
Yeah, and there's right now I could load up HBO and there's a million of those things. It's not that people are watching them.
So this guy is like responding to people. He's trying to. He's what do you call that? It's a new thing they call it.
They're engagement baiting.
Engagement farming.
Yeah.
So he continues getting a deal, and this guy says it best. Getting a deal on Max will be a big deal, and it will be. Why would anyone get upset? This motherfucker puts down, because there's a portion of fans that hated AEW's existence. There's probably people, and I'm just going to look at those.
I don't care about like AEW's. All I'm going to do is be critical of the product that I'm seeing. I don't think like AEW is a brand that's moving way too fast and not making money. So
the very first one, because there's a portion of AEW existence of the fans that hate. Nobody hates. I don't hate AEW. I just wish it was a better show.
I don't like AEW because I don't like the way they've operated from the get-go.
Correct.
You can be a huge fan of them. I don't like the way they've handled themselves in the sphere of wrestling. I actually think AEW has actually been pretty fucking. They haven't been grateful for the fucking wrestling that was created before them. Instead, they went on attack mode, and I don't like that. I don't think they have to fucking praise WWE, but they can also just say nothing and make their own fucking product, and that's what they should have done from the get-go. I also look financially at AEW, and I think they are bleeding money. Therefore, any like actual contract they get with a provider like HBO Max, there's going to be a need for returns, and if the returns aren't there, like how long is this contract? I can almost bet you any money it's like a year or two.
Right. So the guy finishes the response. Nobody hates AEW. People like you say they do so you can get clicks and engagement. It's a corny take. So he's not even a WWE fan.
It's the extreme tribalism. You're a fan of something that you're a fan of something's success, which is weird. You're probably not even a fan of fucking AEW to the way like you should be. You're a fan of the success of AEW, which is weird. And this is where I say like when people count the numbers on shows and stuff like that, are you a fan of the product or a fan of the success the product's having so that you can like lord it over other people that said they weren't going to be successful? Is that what you're a fan of? Being a fucking dickhead online?
I am.
Right? I mean, for me, it's like if I don't like it, I won't watch it. Fuck, I actually think right now WWE is the best wrestling around. I still don't watch it. I'll watch the pay-per-views. Wrestling is a huge investment, man, and I just can't do it when the product is not consistently good enough for me to watch.
It's just I've been doing it so long that
I get it, but I just like I came back and I've been like spotty with wrestling. Had a huge run with wrestling originally, left, came back with the NXT boom, got fucking scorned by the Vince McMahon shit booking. And for a while it was fun to like talk about it, but like the investment is huge. Because you got Raw, SmackDown, you got now 2 fucking day pay-per-views. If you have an extra 20 hours to just watch wrestling, then great for you. I don't.
No, I get it. And I don't complain about that. I just was it's one of those things. I have time to watch it, so I'm going to watch it.
This is the crazy part, is because people like this have to have the time to watch it, and then they have to have the extra time to fucking complain or talk about the ratings and tribalism online. Like, what is this person's life? When they're like, oh my god, these people are going to cry about AEW getting a TV deal with HBO. Nobody cares. I mean, if you actually have any responsibilities in life, you know where that is on your totem pole? Fucking way below the ground. Nobody cares. More people are concerned with, am I making money? Do I have a job? Do I have a place to live? Do I have food for my kids? AEW signing with HBO? You're a fucking little bitch boy. Just got a first pimple on his face, is what I'm thinking. If you care about that, and those responses, that's just it.
Right. I 100% agree. I don't know why people seem to think there's a need for tribalism in wrestling.
There's tribalism in everything. It's just the way
because I will fucking tell you right now, everybody talks about, oh, the war. There were people, there was very few people that didn't watch both. A lot of people watched both.
Or watched the thing they first got hooked on, and that's it.
Yeah.
Like we had 3 TVs in the house. If there was, in my house, and I lived with my mom at the time. She watched wrestling with me. My brother watched it. We all watched it. We would have 3 TVs, well, 2 TVs going. If football game was on, we would have the main TV be on the football game, and in the bedrooms we'd have the TVs going for wrestling if it was a Monday night game if the Packers were on. So I'd get up, go check, see what's going on with each one.
For me, I
didn't watch it, and that's what was so great about wrestling back then is you could watch whatever you wanted, and it worked.
I literally did not watch every episode of Raw during the Attitude Era, right? I caught what I could, and I watched with friends when I could. We only had 2 TVs in the house. One was parents' TV; they'd watch whatever, and one was split between me and my sister, where she used to get pretty much everything she wanted because she was older. So like I'd catch it when I could, or I'd go to a friend's house and watch it.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's where my love of wrestling came from. And then we started playing the fucking N64 wrestling games, and it just compounded, right? So, like, I don't know. These people, you're living in a place that I could not understand. Where it's like, oh my god, AEW just sent this HBO. What do you have, like fucking AEW on every monitor in your house, and another monitor that's like capturing the audience of view count. These people are like, what they're obsessed about is so weird. I just don't. What kind of fandom is obsessed about the success of a wrestling company instead of the product itself? It's so fucking weird to me.
There was somebody on Twitter. I shared it with you all. Guy was literally sitting there saying, "Oh, I have AEW on my TV. I have it on my phone. I have it on my computer. I have it streaming."
You're not even a fan of wrestling anymore. What
we need to do all of our part to do the same thing so that we can get the numbers up.
You're a fan of fucking, and you are like, you should just switch to politics because you're in that fucking stupid realm. Like, you're not a fan of what you're watching if your whole purpose is to make them bigger than they are by watching it on 3 devices. Also, you're probably fucking brain dead because you putting it on 3 devices means absolutely nothing.
No.
When Nielsen ratings come in, it's the household watching. It's not per device, you fucking moron. And nobody cares about Nielsen ratings anyway, so.
Right.
But honestly, I think YouTube has like contributed to this, where it's like view count. Oh, yeah. View count. Everything's a view count. My life's a view count. Let me go on Instagram Live and fucking cry in my car. View count.
Right. It's so stupid.
Yeah.
Tribalism is just a silly.
We have that, and we have like the new version of like pseudo celebrities, where it's just, watch me in my everyday life and I'm important. I'll do anything. I'll cry. Some guy fucking tried to shoot. He's like, my girlfriend's going to shoot me in the chest and I'm going to put a phone booth in front of it. And he's dead. So, I mean, the fact that people will do like the stupidest shit for views just to be like, somebody thinks I'm important is so sad. Right. It's so sad, honestly.
Yeah.
Yep, 100%.
It's a lot of the youth because they're trying to find their way, right? It's like, these people love me.
Yep.
And then you have hologram.
They're reverting backwards now to the 1980s, 1990s with the super gimmick.
I just don't know what they're doing anymore, man. AEW, I like zero interest in. It's so heavily gimmicked that it's out of era, is what it is, to be honest.
100% it is, and it's gonna remain that way until they have nobody watching.
Yeah, well.
I mean, his brother was here and he had AEW on, and his brother looked at the TV. He's like, "Why is it so quiet?" Somebody who's never watched wrestling past what we were watching because he was over.
I don't know.
Joe.
Your fucking brother.
Oh.
Who dat?
Sorry.
Yeah, I don't really have too much more to talk about. I don't know if you guys have anything. I gotta pee like a racehorse. So I don't know if you have anything you want to like stay on stream,
Not
talk bullshit
really.
about.
I'm just reading shit. Oh.
All right. Well, I'll leave
'Cause
the
I'm
stream. I'll
trying
leave.
to find something. I'm trying not. It's not politics. I'm trying to find something, but then I seen this about the Acolyte,
Oh God.
which I watched the Acolyte. Not bad. Not bad. It didn't go the path that everybody thought it was going to fucking go. So where you know how you were talking about the inclusion shit.
He went to go pee.
I know.
So why are you asking him questions?
Oh, I thought he was still there. Sorry. So I'll wait until he gets back. But I watched it. It's not bad. There's a couple of reveals that I was fucking thoroughly excited for. One of them we know of. One of them we heard of, but we don't know if they're actually going to do something with it. And I think this is the beginning of that.
If it is, then great. It's about fucking time.
Yes.
But yeah.
It's intriguing if you watched it. And this is why I say Dave Filoni is like including the expanded universe, and they're adding things to it.
It's a terribly acted show, which is my biggest problem.
I not gonna. Okay.
The acting is so bad, and this is why I kind of like soured on like the reveals they do, because I would not want that reveal accompanied by that product. Everyone's like, I'm good, I'm bad, I'm good, I'm bad, I'm the same person, we're the same consciousness. And meanwhile, fucking Squid Games over there trying to speak English. I don't know what the fuck he's saying 90% of the time.
I don't know. I liked it. Yes, the acting.
It's very much it's CW, honestly. Like, and I know you shot on Trek, but it is a very CW show.
This one was, but I do like what they did. The story
I don't like them including something so big and something so bad for me.
But do you even know what that big thing is?
I don't like them including Darth Plagueis in this at all, even if it's just like a tiny shot of him.
I think it's going to be the focal point of what they're doing.
I hope they don't get another season.
Foreshadowing.
They're connecting the dots is all they're doing.
It's a weird show because it feels like they knew they were going to get a second season and they wrote it that way, but the first season is not. It ain't for me, man. Is all I'm gonna say.
Well, all of the Jedi are dead. That were. So now it's going to focus on the actual
twins.
I don't care. Oh God, that's even worse. The actress is so bad, so bad.
Well,
and I know Star Wars is not really known for its acting. Mark Hamill, let's be real. In the first couple, it wasn't great.
Harrison Ford is probably Carrie Fisher wasn't too bad.
Harrison Ford is great. Carrie Fisher was good, and Mark Hamill got better, but his character was like plywood. I mean, you're not going to do too much with it anyway. The first three, I mean, it's the way they are. The prequels, you had some good acting moments, and honestly, like as it progressed, Obi-Wan had probably the best acting for.
Oh God, yes.
Obi-Wan himself. But yeah, this was like, I don't know, man. This was a miss for me. I still haven't seen Ahsoka. I'm looking forward to watching that because I do like the character and what they could do with it.
I really liked it.
But then again, Ahsoka is honestly one of my favorite characters.
Yeah, she's a great character, and I haven't seen all the Clone Wars, the animated stuff, but I've seen enough to know. I'd like to watch it all, but it's just again a commitment I don't know if I'm ready for. I don't know. We'll see. Like, I don't know what else they have coming. I want to watch Ahsoka, and I actually really want to watch Andor. I know you whatever, but I heard it's like one of the better things they did. Like, then again, we kind of like are on different sides of the fence when it comes to the TV shows so far released on Disney, except for like the Mandalorian couple seasons. I didn't like the third season at all.
Yeah,
the third season drifted away from him and became more about her.
Yeah, and I mean, I didn't think like you could have just ended the Mandalorian.
Decent.
It was about the fucking what's her face more.
Queen sister.
Yeah, they got rid of Pedro Pascal wasn't even the fucking show anymore at that point. So I don't know, like I don't really care if he's in the show or not, but I think they should have just ended season 2. The end was great, and I think that's where it should have ended. And if they wanted to do like another show based on her, they could have, which is fine.
Yeah.
But I think they would have lost viewership, which is why they like stapled the name on it. Yeah, it's whatever. I don't know. Star Wars for me, it's like it's pretty low. I don't really care.
I hear you.
Which is like the worst thing you could have for someone that's a fan of something. To get to the point where they don't really care about it is pretty bad. Not even I don't even care enough to even complain about it anymore. Hardly.
I get you. Other than that, I don't have anything.
I don't either. I mean, it's been a pretty good night. This week coming up, we've got potential. Well, I don't know. On Wednesday, we might play Fall Guys. We might not do anything. One of those two. Friday, we've got HUGM. I don't know if next Saturday, you're going to do college football or not.
I might. It depends on if I can. I got a lot of stuff to do, but
yeah. I mean, how long are you back in school for?
Probably until the end of 2025.
Oh shit. I was going to say like we might want to. Not yet because I can't. I don't know. My work schedule is all fucked up. But by 2025, we could roll back into the Star Wars roundtable. There's so much there to talk about that we only got to like one movie. So fuck.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that like you can watch. Yeah, sorry.
We're up to episode 5.
We're at the first ones ever made.
Yeah. Sorry. I forgot the way that we watched it.
I mean, it's not like we can't not do it.
I'm just saying it's probably going to be something more preferable than because you can watch it on your own time, and the discussion will be like an hour long, versus like a 3-hour live stream, some random thing. But whatever, we're gonna call it here. Thanks everybody in the chat for hanging out. Connor, we lost him to his daughter's farts. Unfortunately, we didn't really have too many topics just out of politics, and the whole reason we're like kind of moving away from this is because the political talking was killing all of us. I don't think that's going to change until a new president is named, but hopefully we get a bit more interesting topics and something else moving forward. But thanks everybody. It was a lot of fun. Peace out, bitches.
Night, guys. I'm gonna go lay down.